is loving that jam. It is my favorite way to kick off a Monday. Thank you, Gino, for that amazing, I would say, Global Alliance anthem, right? It's so good. Gap Mastermind. It's all about growth, action, and production. Every time I hear it, I just get so pumped. And today I'm super pumped because you guys are get you guys are going to learn from someone who I absolutely just adore. He's a dear friend of mine. He's someone that I've had the pleasure of knowing for many, many years. And he recently resurfaced in my life, if I had to kind of say it like that and describe it. I think he was like an answered prayer. You're always praying for leaders. You're always thinking like, gosh, send me people who help me level up. Send me people who inspire me. Send me people, please, so that I could see what my true potential is. Not people that I'm better than, people who lift me up to that next level. And all of a sudden, here comes walking in Tony Cruz. I'm in a place where I thought I was wrapping up, a conference, and all of a sudden I look up and there he is, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And it was just really, really awesome to just reconnect with him. We were both sharing like what path we were on in life and what journey we've been on. And one thing led to another. And he just was saying, I'm super passionate about marketing and AI. And I went off and started helping a friend of mine. I became his business partner in the beauty industry, and they crushed it. They built a multi-million-dollar business, and what they've been able to build in marketing space, funnels, AI has been so impressive. And he says, Veronica, like but there's something that I'm not done yet with. And I was like, what's that? He says, real estate. I love real estate. And by the way, I know him because of real estate. I've known him to be one of the best coaches, one of the best recruiters, one of the best sales leaders in my market. That's how we met. And for years, we just always had mutual respect for each other. And it was just, like I said, serendipitous. It was a God thing. And he says, what's up with you? And I'm like, I'm doing this. He says, I've always wanted to like just collab with you and help you. And I was like, oh, this is a gap in my business. So we rolled our sleeves up. We spent a couple days together just, whiteboarding and just talking about the future of real estate, the kind of leadership that's missing, the systems that agents need, but they're always being sold some shiny object, some gimmick. And he has the heart of a agent first, the heart of a caring broker first. Then he's a marketer, but always been a businessman. And he says, I want to go help the real estate agents of today know that they can have true systems in place to help them become better lead generators, better marketers, understand that technology shouldn't be intimidating. And we did again, we locked ourselves up. We whiteboarded who we want to help. And we also started a community called Climber together. He introduced me to his best friend. I introduced him to one of my dear friends. And next thing you know, we've been working together for about 90 days now and built a community of almost 1,000 agents in school, which is free. So if you guys have not joined Climber yet, it is free to you. The education that's been brought into that community is so valuable. And it's been life-changing for me. But today Rebecca and I invited Tony today because I understand that AI could be super intimidating. And there's so many things that are happening so fast. But there's something that Tony has just been super passionate about, and it's voice AI. And I think it's something because he has the heart of an agent, you guys are going to be so blown away because he knows what you need. If you can book more appointments, if you can have more conversations with your voice AI, helping you pretty much leverage and scale your sales business, why not start today? And I'm bringing you someone that I know is one of my dear friends, someone I can truly call, I feel, brother. Um, and I want you to welcome him. I want you to learn from him. Get your pens out, get your notebooks out, get your cameras on, because this one you're not going to want to miss, because you're going to win. Welcome, my good friend, Tony Cruz.
Hey, Veronica, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, the Global Alliance Group, for having me on this call today. I was super honored when Rebecca and Veronica reached out for me to be on this call. Actually, I had an amazing morning. I met with Josue earlier this morning and we talked all about voice AI and we geeked out. We had breakfast together. And, to me, voice AI is a big passion project of mine because what does every agent hate to do? They hate to pick up the phone. They hate to do those things that, you just don't want rejection, right? Who here like genuinely, and I'm a very interactive, by the way, person on Zoom calls. So type of one in the chat if like you genuinely hate picking up the phone, right? You genuinely just, I'll admit it, I hate picking up the phone. Because here's the thing, that was me back when I first got started. I was able to sell over, I think it was close to like 28 transactions my first year without picking up the phone. And if I would have known about voice AI back then, that you're talking 2013, I would have gone all in. And I've actually been working with voice AI for over a year and a half now. And it's something that I really am passionate about. And a lot of individuals get very much stuck on, does it sound like me? Does it sound like AI? I don't want to utilize that. And the funny thing, my mindset shift around this, one of my mentors told me, he's like, Tony, what you have to understand is that companies have been adopting voice AI for years. Look at Coca-Cola, look at AT&T, look at Apple, look at all the bigger companies out there, all have adopted voice AI, Delta, all those companies. And my mentor told me, he goes, Tony, do those voice AI agents do they sound like a real human being or do they sound like you? No, they don't. But he's like, what makes the difference is they're consistent, they show up every day, and they convert. So, with that mindset, I said, okay, so I don't need to focus on really how it sounds. I need to focus on can it have a conversation? And today I'm going to go through a little bit about how voice AI works, how you can implement it in your business, and what it would look like potentially for you if you were to implement voice AI into your business. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in, pull up my handy dandy slides right here. So voice AI. So before we get started, talking about AI tools, I want to be real. I want to ask you guys something because I love to start these calls with like a little bit of a mindset reframe. And I want to ask you, how many leads have you missed this year because you didn't answer the phone? How many Zillow round robins did you miss? How many leads just went off to the next person because you couldn't answer the phone right then and there? Can anybody type that in the chat? How many leads they think they've missed? I know back when I was an agent, I missed probably, I don't know, my first year, a lot, maybe 30, 40 leads I missed because I wasn't able to answer my phone. And to me, that is something that really it sucks because it's missed opportunities. But most leads aren't lost, they're just missed. You couldn't answer it, you called it back too late, you forgot to follow up, and you got busy. And this is actually where most agents lose deals. To me, a lot of agents use, I'm busy, I couldn't answer it, right? And agents don't lose deals because they can't sell. We all know how to sell. As an agent, we are very proficient in selling, right? Most leads are lost, they're just aren't lost, they're just missed. They have slow response, inconsistent follow-up, and losing momentum. And you can be amazing on the phone, but if you call back 2 or 3 days later, it does not even matter. And we all know speed to lead. At the end of the day, five minutes is the goal right now. After 2 hours, your lead's distracted, and after a day at minimum, like probably sooner, they've already gone to the next individual, the next agent, the next person on Zillow. So today I want to show you something that solves all of this. So I want to start off with this number, 470. And I think Veronica's maybe the only person that can guess what this number means to me, maybe. But this number 470 is the number of appointments my company's booked in the past 12 months utilizing voice AI. 470 appointments. That's absolutely, in my opinion, insane, right? But that's what we've been able to book using voice AI. And it's actually generated $66,000 in revenue just off of a book that I am running an ad on Facebook. So here we are on the call. Does anybody have like a buyer's guide or a seller's guide or something like that that you're giving away for free on Facebook? Like you're kind of maybe running five or six. You have both. So Rick, I'm talking to you, Rick. Okay. If you have a book on Facebook right now, this is exactly what it was. This is exactly what it was. It was a book where people could sign up, download the free book, and then my voice AI agent called them, okay, and then turned around and booked them in for a sales call, which leaded into this revenue right here. Okay. So if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Who would have thought a free book can generate that kind of revenue? But it absolutely does. And the fact of the matter is, I want to introduce myself a little bit before we get started. So, a little bit about me. My name is Tony Cruz. I'm the Chief Operations Officer of Beauty Biz Pro. We are the largest marketing agency in the beauty industry. We do everything from Facebook ads, Google ads, voice AI, chat AI, the whole nine yards. And I am founder of Apex Agent. So, Apex Agent is our agency in the real estate space, but it's also the name of my real estate team. It's also the name of my real estate team. And, I personally manage over $300 million in real estate transactions. And right now, currently, I'm not doing theory. I'm an active agent myself. I have over, I think it's $4.3 million in listings right now. Amongst all the stuff I do, I still transact. So I say all this to say, I know where you're at, I know where you want to be, and I know where you want to go. But let's be honest, AI feels a little bit taboo right now. Who here is very reluctant on implementing voice AI because you just don't want it to actually you don't feel like it can connect as well as a human could. Is anybody in the chat, anybody kind of scared of that? Like you don't know if it could connect as good as a human could? Anybody? Y'all are quiet today. Veronica, are they normally this quiet?
I don't know what's gotten into them, but maybe their voice AI is just about to kick in and they're trying to lower
Yeah.
their voice so they can up their voice AI. That's
Yeah.
all
I
I
don't know. I
think.
don't
I'd
know.
love to jump in real quick if that's okay.
Yeah.
I've been afraid of it only because like ever since like the Manny chats and all this stuff, it seemed unreal. So like that you're talking to a computer and then back in the day would say I want to talk to a human. It's like I'm dying inside and I felt like it killed my algorithm instead of helping. I immediately got rid of it, especially because on social media, especially you want to
Mhm.
interact or I interact quite frequently with people. So people don't want to receive your computer. But at a, I think there is a time and a place, and so it may be fast forward. We're at a place where it's better technology that people will be more receiving to listen to, right?
Well,
Or
I
to
think we could thank, and to that note, Rebecca, I think we could thank all the bigger companies for allowing voice AI to become more mainstream. Because before they made it more mainstream, now people don't mind talking to a really good voice AI agent. People don't mind that. But what I realized was this: inaction cost me way more than, or inaction cost me way more than taking action, right? On May 25th, I hired a virtual assistant. This was last year on May 25th, right? I hired a virtual assistant and I spent over a week training this girl. And honestly, she sounded amazing. She was from Egypt. She had a Harvard degree. She lived in America for many years. I thought she was dynamite, right? And by June 1st, the VA was ready to start. She was ready to go. And I had a secret no one knew. I had already been launching voice AI agents. Not even my business partner knew this. I was already launching voice AI agents. I was already testing them, but I had it to a point where I was like, okay, I honestly feel like I want to put this to the test. And I put the bot to the test against a seasoned AI expert or a seasoned setter, if you will. And on day one, the new hire showed up excited and ready to go. Like, who here is hired like that? You're like, oh my God, this VA is going to be amazing, right? And then by 1 p.m., she messaged me letting me know she wasn't feeling well and wanted to take the rest of the day off. That's like horrible. She wanted to take the rest of the day off. This almost brought our whole outbound operations to a potential halt, and she booked zero calls that day. At 4 p.m., I checked my voice AI bot that same exact day, and it booked 9 appointments for me that day one. The crazy part was, the bot sounded horrible. I mean, it sounded horrible. A lot of my clients, my favorite thing to do with my clients a lot of times is I love to, when they launch a voice AI agent, after it books like 3 or 4 calls appointments, we'll go back in and listen to them together. And sometimes they sound really bad, but it still got the job done. And I'm like, it's not an exact science, but it works and it's more consistent, right? And but I realized was this, having consistency through calling was what really mattered. If we can literally have somebody calling 24/7 for us, it's the law of numbers, right? It's a numbers game. Real estate's a numbers game. We've taught from the very beginning of actually being educated that on in real estate and how to prospect that we need to know our numbers. You need to make 300 dials a day to get one appointment, right? But that's not the case nowadays. And here's the thing, I had to train that individual for over a week and had to even pay them for it. I also had to hope she showed up the next day after calling out sick. So one thing I want to be clear about, voice AI is not perfect, but it's consistent. And for a lot of individuals, they focus on, I don't want to utilize voice AI because it doesn't sound like me. It doesn't act like me. And here's the thing, voice AI is not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to act like you. It's supposed to be that gap between your lack of consistency and giving you that consistency, right? So with that, okay, let me go back to the slides really quick. So I want to ask this, and no, no, I'm not going to ask that. I'm not going to ask that question. I'm not going to ask that question. But, that's just not my success. 400 sales calls sounds great, but that's just not my success. When was the last time, though, you picked up the phone and actually dialed, right? When was the last time you all picked up the phone? And I may be putting people out here, but unless if you're on a team or something like that, when was the last time you actually picked up the phone and actually like dialed and consistently followed up with your database at least 5 times? At least 5 times. Because picking up the phone once or twice, great, you got that participation star, right? But you didn't pick it up at least 5 times. Where Voice AI can do that for you. And since we launched Voice AI, we've booked over 183 appointments. We've saved 596 hours. That's almost 15 40-hour weeks. 15 40-hour weeks. And here's the actual proof of that pudding right there. That is our actual dashboard where we've actually booked that many appointments. But that's not just us. We have clients that are using it as well. My client Marla, 104 appointments booked, 363 hours saved. Look at this data here. The voice AI agent dialed 18,196 numbers, 11,000 no answers, and 117 outcomes. That sounds painful if you're an agent trying to do this yourself. Karen booked 8 appointments. Tammy booked 6 appointments. And, does anybody know who Jason Wojo is? Has anybody ever heard of that guy, Jason Wojo? Has anybody ever heard of him in the chat? No? Yes? No? I know, Victoria has anybody heard of like Ed Milet or Ryan Pineda or any of
Of
those guys?
course. I
So,
know you've been trained by the best.
yes. So, no, 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 no. But
And you
this
coach with
is
the
Jason Wojo. He does all the paid traffic for them. And this is what he said.
If you are ever thinking about implementing voice AI into your business, look no further because Jake Randolph and Tony Cruz, they gave me this voice AI. It's been absurd for our clients. You definitely need to place this AI set in your business to have more touch with your leads, faster speed to leads, so you can actually book more appointments. They booked like 50 plus appointments in a month, and I was like, dude, I need this inside of my business. So with that being said, make sure that you use the AI setter that
So I'm not going to keep it going. It goes on for like 3 more minutes. But the point of me showing you that is these companies, those guys actually, so I actually trained Jason on how to set this up for his business, and then he turned around and resold it to Ryan Pineda. So I kind of like to tell people like I kind of had that in there, but voice AI just isn't perfect. Now, I'm sure you want to hear what it sounds like. Does anybody want to hear what my voice AI agent sounds like? Anybody want to hear that?
Yes, yes.
Heck yeah.
All
Yeah,
right, so I'm going to show you.
of
By the way,
course.
I think I have several of my team members on the call. I'm not sure. I gave them a link. I was like, hey, join. Um, I want this to be as raw as possible. So I literally had them build me this bot this morning. The cool thing about voice AI is the first time you hear it, it's the worst it's going to be. It learns as it goes. It learns objections. It learns how to overcome them. And it's connected to the GPTs, right? So here's the thing. Here's my voice AI
Okay.
agent.
Hey there, is this Andrea?
Yes, this is Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. This is Ava with the Apex Group at eXp Realty. I'm just reaching out because you purchased your home with Tony and our team, and we like to check in with our clients from time to time to see how things are going. Do you have a quick minute?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Thanks, Andrea. First off, I just wanted to ask, how has the home been treating you so far?
It's been great, honestly. We've been really enjoying the house.
That's awesome to hear, Andrea. I'm so glad you've been enjoying it. Have you made any renovations, upgrades, or changes to the home since moving in?
Nothing major, Jess, but we did some small updates and landscaping.
That sounds great, Andrea. Even small updates like landscaping can make such a difference. Would you ever be interested in getting a quick update on what your home might be worth in today's market?
Sure. I'd be curious to know what it's worth now.
Great, Andrea. I'll make sure Tony or someone from our team sends that over to you. Also, I wanted to mention something really quick. Tony has a goal this year of helping 50 families buy or sell a home, and a lot of the people we help come from referrals from amazing clients like you. Do you happen to know any friends, family members, or coworkers who might be thinking about buying or selling a home this year?
Possibly. I think one of my coworkers mentioned looking for a place.
That's awesome, Andrea. Would you feel comfortable connecting us or sharing their name, and we can reach out and take great care of them?
Yeah, I can connect you. His name is Mark, and I can text him to see if it's okay with you reaching out.
Thank you so much, Andrea. That would be wonderful. I really appreciate you thinking of us. I'll wait to hear back from you once Mark is okay with us reaching out. And thank you again for trusting Tony and the Apex Group with your home.
All right, so does that sound like an AI agent? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
But, but does that sound better than somebody overseas? Was
Of
that
course.
able
Yeah,
to hold the
I
Yes,
conversation?
think
definitely.
I think so. And at the end of the day, Tony, it's like you've got the stats that shows that it works, right? And I think
Hmm.
anybody on this call that wants to be like, oh, but I don't like the way it sounds, or I don't like this. I mean, this is an evolution. And especially if you're making assumptions on your own, like, well, I don't like to do this. At the end of the day, you should be looking to convert more and book more appointments. Because once you get on the phone, now you're having the real conversation. It was an appointment setter.
And you know how I did this? I actually looked up what's the most common used voice AI agent by the Fortune 500 companies, and that's the agent I'm using. That's the voice I'm using. Success leaves clues. I'm not trying to mimic
Cool.
my voice. I'm trying to mimic what other companies' voices they're using to convert. So again, going back to the conversation that would who do you think would convert more? I would gladly put this up against any overseas ISA. This thing can outwork, outcall, outdo everything than an overseas individual.
Oh
Now,
my
here's a
God. Yeah.
here's a Zillow one.
Hello?
Hey there, is this Andrea?
Yes.
Perfect, Andrea. This is Ava with the Apex Group at eXp Realty. You recently requested information on Zillow, and I just wanted to reach out quickly to make sure you got the information you were looking for. Did you have a quick minute?
You know,
Great. Are you currently looking to buy a home, or were you mainly just exploring what's available right now?
yeah, I'm actually looking to buy.
Awesome. What's prompting the move? Are you looking for your first home, upgrading, downsizing, relocating, or maybe an investment property?
We're looking for a bigger place.
Got it. Looking to upgrade makes sense. If you found the right home, how soon would you ideally want to move?
Probably within the next 3 months.
Perfect. That's a great timeline. Our team actually has access to a lot of homes beyond what shows up on public websites. Would you be open to seeing a few homes that match what you're looking for?
Yeah, I would love that.
Great. About how big of a home are you looking for in terms of square footage?
Probably around 1,500 square feet or maybe more.
Got it. Around 1,500 square feet or more. How many bedrooms are you hoping for?
I would need at least 4 bedrooms.
Perfect. At least 4 bedrooms. How about bathrooms? How many would you prefer?
I would say at least 3.5.
Got it. At least 3.5 bathrooms. Do you have a price range or monthly payment you'd like to stay within?
Our price range is flexible. If monthly payments are possible, I would say around 2,500.
Understood. Around 2,500 for monthly payments. Is there a specific area or neighborhood you're hoping to stay in?
No, we're mostly interested in the Tampa area.
Got it. Tampa area it is. Have you already spoken with a lender or gotten pre-approved? Or is that something you're still planning to do?
I spoke with someone.
All right, so I'm not going to keep going through the whole thing. It fully pre-qualifies this person down to the, are you working with an agent or are you under a buyer's agency agreement? So you could see what it can do. I think we've beaten a dead horse when it comes to how it sounds, and I have another one for Facebook. But what just happened, it only asked a few
Tony,
questions.
don't feel rushed because we got a whole 30 minutes. So I want them to understand this. Like, you
Okay,
guys,
okay.
if you guys
Would
want
it
him
be
to
okay
skip
if
the
I went
Facebook
over a little
one,
bit?
yeah, you can do whatever you want, kid.
All right, because I'm going to show you all exactly the prompting. I'm going to show you all exactly like everything, okay, down to the platforms and all that. So, what just happened though, it only asked a few questions. It sounded natural and it always moves towards the booking, right? I don't utilize voice AI to actually close a deal or book an appointment like let me go show this property appointment. I use it to pass it off to one of my agent concierge professionals for them to have a further conversation. So I use this as that communication bridge from when the lead comes in, they get instant gratification, and then boom, they're booked on my agent's calendar, right? And the other side of it is, having this, it makes the conversation happen. And this isn't about replacing you, it's about covering the moments you can't, right? Here's the thing, a lot of you are doing lead sources that have require you to pick up the phone in a certain amount of time. Well, guess what? Have that lead source directly directed to your voice AI agent. Let your voice AI agent handle all of your inbound leads, right? And voice AI does not work for everyone though. And this is the part I was actually having a great conversation. I think I see him on the call. I was having a great conversation with Tom Martin the other day. And I was like, you know what, Tom, the reason why I love speaking so passionately about voice AI is because people just think, who's like, let me just put Red X through it or Land Voice or something like that and have it call expireds for me. Because that was my first reaction when I got into voice AI was let me do that. Okay. And I will tell you, voice AI does not work for everyone. And it only works if you have enough contact flow, you have quality contacts, and you have the proper opt-in. And it's, all about speed, nurturing, appointment confirmation, even open house follow-up. But what makes a good contact? This is so important. If you get anything out of this call, I want you to get these next 5 slides out of this call. It's a contact that's recent or a contact that's relevant. If you're nurturing your database, they're going to expect you to continue to reach out to you, right? They're going to hear from you all the time. And one, most importantly, that has clearly opted in. Contacts must be opted in. This is a non-negotiable for compliance and for performance. So I want to help each and every one of you today future-proof your business because I had to learn this the hard way. And I don't think anyone on this call wants the FTC knocking on their door. Unless you do. I mean, I don't know, but that could be you. But I don't want the FTC knocking on my door. You have to only call opt-in contacts. And their contacts, you may be thinking, well, Tony, I have FUB, I have Zillow. They agree to SMS and voice communication. No, 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 no. They have to agree to communication that is explicitly voice AI services. So what does that look like? I agree to receive calls and text messages from voice AI and chat AI services along with human voice and chat services. There has to be complicit AI service verbiage in all of your opt-ins. It's clear language. It has to be specific consent and it has to be fully documented. And this is what a voice AI opt-in looks like. So everybody go ahead and snap a picture of this. This is exactly what it should look like. Even if you don't plan on adding voice AI to your business right now, you need to update all of your terms of service. Actually, I was looking at this is the first thing Rebecca asked Josito this morning when we sat down. I was like, let me see your terms and conditions because nothing else matters to me, right? I want to make sure every agent on this call right now is future-proofing their business because every contact that's in your database that doesn't give explicit consent, you cannot use it to call. So you're probably thinking, well, Tony, why do I even want to use voice AI right now? Well, I have a few solutions. Option number one, this is a great opportunity for you to re-engage your whole database and say, hey, database, let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let me buy you a cup of coffee if you register for my monthly newsletter. and send them an instant $5 Starbucks gift card. And guess what they do? They click on a link, they go to your website, they opt into that newsletter, and in that newsletter, you have this language in that terms and conditions. Guess what you just did? You just opted in your whole database, right? So that gives you another reason to follow up with your entire database is making sure they're properly opted in. Now, there's a million ways you could do that. You could put this whole theory through ChatGPT and come up with probably a million different ways you could do it. That's just one. But this wasn't told to me. And in fact, I was working with an agent a while back, and I'll get into this a little bit later. But when I worked with this agent, I got into a little bit of trouble. But first, I want to talk about use cases. Number one is answering your calls 24/7. If all of you have listings, you could use your voice AI agent to answer all your listing sign calls and then directly transfer those sign calls to an actual live agent. All of your postcards that you put out, all of your open house mailers, all those things voice AI can answer. It could nurture your database, like I just said. It could do lead follow-up for you. It could even do lead reactivation, promoting upcoming open houses, and personally inviting your whole database. When was the last time you invited your whole database to an open house? Wouldn't it be amazing to say, hey, this is Tony with the Apex Agent Group. Rebecca, I know you've been in my database for a while. I wanted to personally see you. What are you doing this weekend? Because I'm actually hoping having an open house, and I would love for you to stop by. What if you had your voice AI agent reach out to your database like that? Made it uber personal, okay? And what voice AI cannot do, and this will save you money and even some lawsuits, it cannot call pre-bought lists. I cannot tell you this enough. Do not think that you could go get a voice AI agent and go upload your land voice or Redx data and then turn around and let it call. There's a guy on TikTok right now. He's like the wholesale king or something like that. And he's doing live calls, bragging about how his voice AI agent's booking him all these wholesale deal calls and stuff like that. And guess what? Everything he's doing is highly illegal. Like it's scary to me. He probably doesn't even know this. I didn't know this until I got this exact email from the FTC. The FTC, because I have so many people using my voice AI services now, I guess it came on the FTC radar because one of my agents that I was working with, actually, I told them not to do it, and guess what they did? They did what they shouldn't have done. I got a warning by the FTC, and it stated that my bot called a what's called a honeypot bot, which is a fake number that's put in pre-bought lists to catch people calling um, bought lists. And we got our hands slapped. Luckily, we got out of it. Luckily, got out of it. But they said if you do it again, it's potentially a $20,000 fine. And it's called the FCC honeypot. And to be honest with you, I was so relieved when it said there's no further consequences, but you can't call DNC calls. When not to use voice AI. Never call purchase lists. Never ignore do not call requests. Now, I know as an agent, when we're calling for sale by owners and expireds, some of us do, some of us don't. I'm not admitting what I do and I don't do, but I'm talking to you all out there. Very safe than
Tony, can you
sorry.
put a pin on this real quick and also
Yeah.
see for the people who might have the recruiter hat on that this also applies or where this doesn't apply for those who because we kind of got a little like pushback on someone when we're calling through Corded and we have an avatar and where does this also apply to the recruiting side of things?
So that's the gray area that I've talked to my attorney about because it's a B2B call, essentially. B2C and B2C, B2C and B2B are different. Um, to me, I will, would I personally, and I'm saying this on a recorded call, would I use a voice AI agent to call agents for recruiting? Yeah, I don't see the harm in it based on the chalk track I use. So if I'm calling an agent saying, hey, my name's Tony from the FIG team here. I just noticed that you closed 20 transactions last year, and I actually have room on my listings team, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in applying. You know, would that be something you're interested in? I'm calling to give value. I'm not calling to sell them something, right? What are you selling them? Am I giving them value? I think that's where the gray area, and again, I'm not an attorney. That's my legal disclaimer. I'm not an attorney. You guys need to do your own research on that. But what would I do? What would I feel comfortable with? I would sit down and say, Veronica, who's your ideal avatar?
So
Another thing
I
is,
Sorry, the part that I would just kind of also a disclaimer is mass texting versus, mass texting versus mass calling. Like, make sure you check with your attorney. I know of some lawsuits because of the mass recruiting texts. So just make sure, like you said, no bot list, and just do your research. Speak to your attorney, speak to your
well, I think
broker.
Veronica it goes back to on the recruiting hat though. Like if I'm going to get the mega agent attraction, right? Which we're working on something for that. Okay, I'm going to be running ads on Facebook that speak to my ideal client avatar. And I'm assuming everybody here's on EXP, we have access to Corded. I could pull all that Corded data and I could create ads that directly are going to pinpoint that Corded data. Like, hey, is your listing production down year over year? Click here to
Yep.
take the quiz to see why. And I'm going to run quiz ads. And when they opt in, guess what's going to happen? My voice AI agent's going to call them, right? My voice AI agent's going to call them. Even, Veronica, when we're running ads for Climber, we're getting I consider those agent attraction leads for $3. That's that's nothing. So that's where I think you have to be very resourceful with the data you have
Yep.
and be smart, right?
And there's another class for building funnels in your ad campaigns that Tony teaches. So we'll bring him back on that. But go ahead, continue. I just wanted to make sure that for
Yeah.
recruiting, everyone knew that this is a solution also for recruiting to set up appointments. But
Because
there's
here's
also
another
a cost.
because here's the other thing. If you really want to go into voice I would have an agent calling agents for agent attraction. When the agent's like, I'm not interested, my voice AI is going to turn around and say, "Well, let me ask you something. Is your brokerage giving you an internal ISA to make all your calls for you? Because I would love to do that for you as your virtual AI agent. You just literally set yourself apart from any other broker out there, period, by having your AI agent sell itself to other agents, real agents, human agents, right? So hope that little spark for you guys. Alrighty. So the 48-hour rule, day one, you pick your lead source. What are leads are the agent calling on? Day two, we write one simple script. Day three, we launch. And day seven, you review all your appointments to see what you're going with. Now, I will tell you, it takes at least 7 days of data for you to actually tweak before you can tweak your AI agent. Okay. A lot of people think, oh, it doesn't sound right. Let me go in and tweak it first. No, you gotta let it run for 7 days. But the agents winning with AI aren't the smartest. They're just the ones who the fastest to try. You know, the conversation structure that works, confirm the name, confirm the interest, understanding timing, understanding the motivation, understanding your offer's value, offer the appointment, and confirm next steps. Literally, when you are building out your agent, if you're like, okay, Tony, I have high level, I already know what platform I want to use for voice AI agents. I just need the framework on exactly how did you structure those voice AI agents I showed. This is the exact structure right here that I use. So if you want to screenshot this, go ahead and screenshot this. That's my exact structure. And voice AI doesn't try to impress, it moves the conversation forward. I can't stress that enough. It's not here to duplicate you, it's there to help push the conversation forward. So I want to talk about platforms for a second. Has everybody on the call, and I want to ask you this, has everybody on the call heard of High Level? Has everybody heard of High Level, or you've thought about I genuinely want to answer this, ask this. Has everybody wanted to type a one for this question? Has anybody ever wanted to try high level, but haven't done it because of the cost? Has anybody? Okay. Some of you too. Okay. So if that's the case, client, and I'll put you in the climber community. I give away high level for free. I don't even charge for it. And Eli, it's gotten easier and easier and easier to program. So definitely check out Veronica. You can,
I'll put the school community in there right now for them.
yeah. So when you're in the school community, we literally give the high level platform over for free. Almost everybody, and this is what goes back to like having a servant heart. Everybody in this game is trying to charge and monetize high level. I just give it away for free, right? Just it doesn't cost me any more. I just give it away. So go high level. A lot of people utilize this for voice AI. It's not bad. It's an all-in-one CRM. It's easy to connect with existing funnels. It's familiar for agencies or people that already know how to use high level. They do have a lot of voice AI options, and it's flexible, and it has post call actions, meaning you can send text messages, you can send emails, things like that on your behalf. The cons, the voice AI in high level is not its main core strength. I feel like high level's a jack of all, master of some. It's limited voice intelligence and flexibility. So there's a lot of guardrails inside of high level that don't allow you to build like a really, 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 really optimized bot. And the call quality can sometimes feel really robotic, and the prompting and logic are very restrictive. So a lot of what high level claims to say they're neurolinguistic NLP programming, it's not, in my opinion. Then you have Vappy. Vappy is a platform that is super techy, that is super like you have to be a coder. It's insane. It's stupid. I don't like it. But then the pros, it's strong AI infrastructure. Like those voice AI agents that you hear that sound like you are probably built on Vappy by somebody that paid a lot of money to have it built. And they do have flexible conversation logic, and it scales really well with developers. The cons, it's super technical, like I was saying. It's not beginner friendly, and there's no CRM built in. So it's like a standalone platform. Then you have to kind of figure out how to configure it to your follow-up boss or your bub or whatever that is. Then there's a platform that I built, which is Apex Agent Voice AI. Um, this is built specifically for voice AI. It's very natural conversation flow. It's easy to prompt, easy to control, has some guardrails. It has so many agents. And the con about it is it is a smaller ecosystem. The voice AI options are limited, but we could upload pretty much any voice. If you hear from 11 Labs or something like that, we could get it uploaded there. And sometimes it does need tone definement, and there's less documentation because we're not that big of a platform. But my preference is Apex, obviously, because I built it and I think it's amazing. And the cool part about it is when it comes to prompting, I literally have a co-pilot feature where you could speak, just like in ChatGPT, how you could talk to ChatGPT. You could, in the co-pilot feature, say, "Hey, build me this voice AI agent," and it just builds it for you in literally 1 minute or less. And it does connect to your follow-up boss. It connects to Zillow. It connects to Go High Level. It connects to all these different platforms. So you can literally integrate this literally into almost anything. And I want to get a little tactical though, because before we leave, I know we have about 10, 15 more minutes left. I want to give you all my exact prompt that I use because I feel like regardless whether you use mine, high level, Vappy, whatever, this is the prompt that sets the stage for everything, right? This is the prompt that sets the stage for everything. Now, launching voice AI easy, but the prompting is the hard part. And I will say this right now, launching an agent, once you go in there and know the buttons click, it's super easy, whether you're using high level or whether you're using mine or Vappy. So, but prompting controls everything. This is what a good prompt looks like. It's clear, it's specific, and has guardrails. Take a screenshot of this. This is the prompt right here. Notice it's not super elaborate. Why? Because I have ChatGPT built in for it to take over the conversation. halfway through. And not only that, high level has those features where ChatGPT built in, VAPI, Nedzo, Apex, all those other ones have all those features. But this is my exact prompt right here that I used to build the exact agents you just heard. So let's break down the prompt a little bit. Number one, your role. So what is the role of this agent? You're Alex, a friendly real estate appointment coordinator. It defines who the AI agent is, it sets the tone and the personality, and it keeps the voice consistent and human-like, and it prevents robotic responses. The more information when it comes to, like, you're always taught, like, give it as much information as possible when you're trying to build things in ChatGPT or Claude. With voice, it's the complete opposite. You want to give it just enough information, right? Then follow up with the lead as the task. Follow up to the lead about their home search or selling plans and help schedule a quick consultation with our agent. Again, very, very, very brief. It states the main objection of that one agent. And informative reveal. Only ask these questions. Are you currently looking to buy or sell? Are you currently looking to buy or sell? How soon are you hoping to make a move? And have you already been working with another agent? This limits the number of questions an agent will ask, right? And it prevents overwhelming the lead. Business context. The lead recently requested information through a website from a Facebook ad, open house, yada, yada, yada. So the bot also has to know, where are these leads coming from? Who am I talking to? Just like if you're trying to teach an assistant or an ISA where these leads are coming from, it needs to know where these leads are coming from. And the conversational flow. This is Alex from Blank Team. You recently requested information about real estate. Did I catch you at a bad time? It also wants to know if you caught out at a bad time. Our agent, if they say yes, great. When can I book you in for a better time for me to call you back? And it just goes into setting the appointment. And the interest hook. I noticed you recently requested some information about that. A lot of people don't put interest hooks in their prompting. This has been our saving grace when it comes to keeping people on the phone, right? And urgency. Since you're already looking, we do have a couple openings with one of our agents this week. Would you prefer earlier or later in the week? So when you're talking about utilizing voice AI agents, even when you're think about this in your own prompting. Think about this in your own prompting. Okay. When you're talking to ChatGPT or even your scripts right now, when you're calling your for sale by owners or expireds, are you bringing urgency? Hey, I only have a couple spots this week. Do you want to make earlier or later? And last but not least, call closing. It confirms the appointment. And then my go-to strategy is then confirming. Now, let me ask you, I appreciate you booking this call, but would there be any reason why you might not be able to show up? That's a very powerful question. That's a gut check question. So those are the types of questions your AI bot should ask. And then follow up. If this isn't a perfect time, can I call you back next week? And if it's not booked, what happens if the person's like, I'm not interested? You have to prompt that. So voice AI isn't magic, but it's consistent. It's leverage when done right. And imagine missing leads on nights, weekends, things like that. I know each and every one of you, you may not want to admit it. I mean, some of you may have your team leaders on here and you're the agents on the team. You don't want to admit that you've missed your leads. Veronica, I'm sure a lot of agents miss their leads, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
So
human.
yeah, we're all human, but let AI handle it for you. Let them handle it for you. And here's the thing, what it could be doing every day. You could change up the scripts in your voice AI agent. You could change the automations. You could change different strategies. It's so easy to use. Everything is customizable. But one thing I'll say about voice AI and AI in general, has anybody ever heard the term crap in, crap out?
Yep.
Crap in, crap out, right? Crap in, crap out to me is the same in voice AI. The worse the prompt, the worse your result's going to be. So I ask each and every one of you, and for those of you who here, I do want to ask this, who here calls expireds and records your calls? Does anybody have your own call transcripts? Does anybody have that? Anybody have your own call transcripts or anything like that? Like you recorded them? Because if you do, okay, you could literally upload all of your call transcripts to the voice AI agent and it can learn from all your mistakes. It could learn from all your objections and it could do better than you. So to me, that's what makes voice AI amazing. So, but Veronica, thank you so much for having me. If y'all want to connect, if you have questions on voice AI, if you're interested in anything, shoot me a DM. Here's my Instagram right there, or you can send me an email, Tony Apex Agent Pro. I love connecting with each and every one of you. Veronica,
You're
thank
not
you.
getting away from us that quickly. They're going to have some questions if you got
No,
about
no,
five more
I'm down. I'm down.
minutes.
I got my next call in an hour and a half, so I could sit here. I could show you the platform. I could do whatever you want me to do. Right?
Well, I think some of them, okay, so some of them have questions of
Yeah.
like, all right, so they join Climber, they're gonna get a obviously access to go high level. What's the gimmick, Tony? Like, come on now. Like everybody has an angle.
I don't have one.
I know you don't. So just so you guys know, Climber was built because we knew that there was a space that was missing in this industry to educate agents. We literally brainstormed and said, how could we just take our knowledge, our resources, our contacts, and give back to people? So if you guys can help us, join Climber today. We'd like to get to 1,000 agents before the end of the month. We think that we can get there. We have 896 members. If each and every single one of you on this call just simply went and invited two friends, I think we'll surpass our goal. The goal here is to make sure we arm you guys with more resources. The CRM that Tony has created and gifted us is something that we've already seen people say they have already implemented. Their business has like legit changed. The education that Jake and Tony are giving, they don't have to do this. This is coming from their servant heart. We have a goal. Some people ask, how do we make money at Climber? It's very simple. Sponsors pay for the webinars. We have no gimmick. And one day we're probably going to host a kick-ass conference, and we hope that you will come. But we are giving so much value up front because we know that this is our calling, this is our purpose. We've been looking to build something that is brand agnostic because sometimes there's people who want to partner with us that are not at our brokerage yet, and that's okay. Of course, through this platform, we give to most people, most agents who are already at EXP, but there are people out there who need our leadership and use Climber as a value for you to invite agents who are people that you want to maybe just say, hey, look, there's an awesome community that's giving massive value for free. Be their leader, be their partner in the business before you're their partner. Will it guarantee that you'll become their sponsor, that they'll ever want to change? Maybe not, but at least you're blessing someone with something that we truly believe the industry needs. And Tony is doing this for a number of reasons. He offered to come and help me, and one day I just said, "Would you help my friends in the industry?" And he says, "Let's do it." So we're having a lot of fun with this. We have weekly calls in there. There's so much value with what Jake and Tony bring with helping you build out your funnels. They obviously do have an agency, and you can go a little deeper with that if you want. But I'm super excited that you guys got introduced to Tony's world. But this is an opportunity. We got a couple more minutes. Ask him whatever question you want, whatever burning desire, and then you actually host a live AI call every week on Climber. I
Yes.
host a live coaching call with Kendall for team leaders and brokers every week on Climber, and as well as we bring a guest speaker at least once a month. So, Tony, let's see if anybody has any questions
Sure.
that might be a burning desire. Now's the time,
Sure.
guys. Raise your hand or unmute and feel free
I
to
do want to
ask.
preface two things about the free high level platform. SMS is not included. If they want to, there's a little button that says add SMS. They could do that. Other than that, that's the only thing. But we have premium funnels. We have premium everything in there. Like we give a lot of people are very geeking out on funnels right now. We have premium funnels in there. Free.
Yep,
Don't care.
everything
It's
he
just
built
SMS
out
costs me money. That's what I pass the cost straight through, so it just costs me money. So yeah.
is so
So
good. Uh,
I'm sorry, if I want more information to join, I need to just follow up with you later.
nope, just click
For
the link.
yeah, if you just go, if you go, yeah, the Climber link should be in the chat.
Let me post it again. I'm going to post the climber link right at the bottom, guys. It is the last message that just popped up. You guys go there and you just sign up and it's free. And you can go back and watch all the videos, all the trainings, and of course, there's tons of communities. Get involved. Get involved, ask questions. I don't expect you to learn everything about voice AI today. I believe there's a voice AI uh, recording on how you teach them to go a little
Yeah.
deeper on building
Mhm.
it once they have the system. So tons of
Mhm.
resources in there for you guys. That's the easy question. How do you join Climber? Click the button, join,
Yeah.
and you're in.
Click the button, join, get in. There's a free that once you get in there, go to the classroom section. There's a free CRM class. You take that class, it gives you access to the CRM. So
So good. Any other
yes.
questions?
What other questions you
I
got?
don't have a question. I just got a statement. Tony, thank you for the conversation we had the other day.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much talent is out there and we just don't engage in it. And I want to thank you for our conversation and knowing that you were on here today. Veronica, thank you for putting that up because when I seen it, I said I'm going to get on here. And Tony's, you just proved to be the real deal here, and coming from contribution is huge. So we'll be in conversation a lot more. So Veronica, Rebecca, Tony, thank you.
Thank
Oh, that
you.
means a lot, Tom. We know that you're one of the legends and titans of the industry. So to have you recognize Tony's talent,
I
and
I got
I
the
not only
blonde hair
saw his
for it.
I not only saw Tony's talent, I know his skill set in the business, but also his heart. I've met his wife, Adele, what him and Jake are building. I'm honored to just be in their world, and that's why we wanted to bring him in. You guys are going to see a lot more of Tony Cruz and Jake Randolph, and we're going to be able to do a lot of cool things with them. So we're going to change the game together. So thank you, Tom. Means a lot. Your endorsement is truly like an honor to just hear that you found value. So, guys, you heard it from Tom Martin, who's a legend. One last thing that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, you have it on your calendar. Build at Sea. Build at Sea. We are going to have the best lineup of speakers. We are going to have some amazing workshops, and this is your time. If you miss Cabo, like we said, I know Jake and Tony were at Cabo. I'm pretty sure they're going to be at Build, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to be speakers too. Um, my point is, you don't want to miss Build at Sea. Two conferences that you should not miss this year is EXPCon and Build at Sea. We still have tickets available. It's July 12th through the 5th. Rebecca, 9, I'm sorry, July 9th through the 12th, leaving from Port Canaveral. Let's make sure that you are there. You invite a friend. You don't miss it. Bring your family if you want. But what we do is we teach from 8 to noon, and then you have free time the rest of the afternoon to network and to enjoy your family or to connect with other professionals who you could build deep relationships with. This year, it's all about building your brand, building your AI tools, building your future. And we're bringing talented people where you could learn from and implement immediately, like what you got today. So if you haven't got your build at sea, I'm taking like 15 of my own team members to build at sea.
Huge.
So if you want to spend some time with me, 3 days, Rebecca, Tony Cruz, Carlos, you name it, Gil, Harold, top agents, top leaders, Rebecca Soto. I mean, we are excited to do this with you guys. This is our third year. Brent Gove, we've got Matt
Right.
Plummer, who's committed. We've got a lot of people. So you guys do not want to miss this. Don't wait to the last minute, guys, because it will be sold out. So thank you,
Yeah.
Tony. Appreciate you, brother.
Real
You're a
quick,
star.
real quick. I want to take a selfie with everyone if that's okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Awesome.
You're
Cool.
the
Thank you all
best.
so much. If there's any question or anything, hit me up on Instagram, official_Tony Cruz. Happy to help any way I can. My team is also here to help you all with the free CRM platform. You all have any questions, we're here to help. No intentions, just bringing massive value because I wish there was something like this. Gap Global Alliance, you all are amazing, bring so much impact. Gino, that like opening song was freaking killer. Like I was like, I literally text Jake, I was like, bro, this song is everything right now.
Yep. And just so you guys know, Gino learned that at Build at Sea last year and has totally like taken it to the next level.
Good.
Um, Tony Cruz is actually meeting with me to dive into my team to see how he can help my team. So do you understand how the power of proximity? Gino learned that through Nick. Nick was a speaker last year. So
Mhm.
many things just by being in proximity with the right people in the right room. Josue and Tony spent time together at Cabo, and then they were at breakfast this morning. You see, proximity matters, guys. Let's go. Let's make this happen. We'll see you guys next week. And if you love this recording, make sure you invite people to next week because every week it's better and better. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.